Hello and welcome to the weekly horoscope. And this starts with the astrology classes that is starting on 14th of March onwards. So, all the very best and welcome for the classes. Let's now discuss from 22nd of February 2026 till 28th of February, the last week of February, how it is going to be for all the 12 ascendants. We'll start with Aries. Now, Mars will enter into the sign of Aquarius. That means it is going to end the exaltation and now move on where Rahu is sitting, and an eclipse is supposed to be happening, the lunar eclipse, on the axis of Leo and Aquarius. Here, Mars is positive when it comes to the 11th house. It is favorable because it is a ascendant of Mars, and sitting 11th from itself helps you give that drive, that power, that energy to achieve goals, to get over your enemies as well. So very powerful. Sometimes in social circle, because Rahu and Mars are together right now, it is the house of your social circles, we can feel sometimes overwhelmed, maybe some aggressive fight, verbal fights, fight over creativity. So we want to be absolutely careful, but a good time for money. Those who are waiting for some kind of monetary bliss and debts to go down, then this is the right period for you. Moon will enter into the sign of Taurus on 23rd of February only. So here you will see that exalted moon aspected by Mars, which means a Mahalakshmi yoga is happening in this week, which is going to add a lot of benefit qualities to your money, to your finances, and even to your status. So those who have been struggling a lot related to their status, or you were trying very hard to get into a real estate or get into some fixed asset, buy some jewelry, do some spending also. So this is a very nice period. Overall, if you want to do long-term investment, then this is the best period. Those who are working in the field of speaking, teaching, anything to do in terms of communication field, any communication field, you will see great progress this week. So all the very best. Then we will see that Mercury will turn retrograde into the sign of Aquarius. With Mercury turning retrograde, this is the lord of your communication as well as daily work and routine. In both places, when we talk about achieving your goals, you may be a little bit of, if you're going through Mercury Mahadasha Antardasha especially, you will be a little bit of over the top, like overwhelmed that things are not going accordingly. If you want to travel, if you want to do any kind of plans related to foreign travel, even any long distance travel, then you need to be careful about your documents whenever you're putting something out on social media. See, Mercury and Rahu is equal to frozen mind. That is what it is called. So if you want to put something big out there on social media or write something, just be very careful. Don't politically do anything. Don't get involved in other people's mess. Just try to be lay as low as you can. In the office environment, because it is the lord of the 6,000 sitting six from itself, you will see that something from the past is going to return for you. Something from the past that has happened in the near future, a near past is coming, and it will give you indications of the future as well. So it can be both negative and positive depending on your placements of the personal placement of the planet. Moon will enter into Gemini. So this is again a very, very awesome week. Before Moon enters into the eclipse on 3rd of March, you will see that Moon is entered into the third house with Jupiter. It is making a beautiful Gaj Kesari Yoga. Well, it is an Upchaya house, so the effect will be less, but still, Moon and Jupiter together in the third house add wisdom to your communication. There is possibility of short distance travel being planned and being coming up. There is a possibility of those who are in field of writing, publishing, to do something very great. Those who are in doing education, there your mind also becomes very powerful here. And also a great time to get your bonding back with your siblings. Try to understand if there is any misunderstanding, clear it off between sibling and between friends. And third house being the house of effort, you will see that the wisdom that you will use, the emotional effort as well as the wisdom that you will use, is going to make things happen for you. So that's also very good. And then Moon will enter into the sign of Cancer here, into Karka, into its own sign, into the fourth house, where it gets Digbala, that means directional strength also. So honestly, it is going to be so beautiful for you here. Lot of great things are going to be seen, especially related to your inner peace and happiness. You will feel content. I know it is the eclipse energy which is building. So Moon is completely going towards illumination. Also, it's going to be on a bright side. So good news, nothing bad. The eclipse will happen in the nakshatra of Bhaga, that is ruled by Venus. So, those who are doing any parties, etc., around second, third of the beginning of the month, then the beginning of March. So then you have to be extra careful. But overall, Moon also gets into very powerful placement, aspected by Sun, proper Purnima. So you are going to be very, very happy. All the very best. Have a great and a beautiful, wonderful time. And let's hope for the best to see you soon. Thank you. Bye bye. Taurus. So when we talk about Taurus here, we will see in this week that small information that we are starting the astrology classes. Details on the screen. You can contact us. Here we go. Taurus people, from 22nd of February till 28th of February, we will see that Mangal, Mars will enter into the sign of Aquarius. That is the 10th house for you. And there is going to be an eclipse between the axis of 10th and the fourth house. So there is a energy buildup happening. With Mars entering here, one good news is that enemies in the workplace will not be able to trouble you. Also, possibility of getting opportunities for foreign travel because of work. Because of this, Mars putting an aspect on your ascendant, on Ketu, and on the eighth house, creativity also will be at very much peak level. And we will also see that if there is some changes that is supposed to happen related to status, we will see some progress there also. Because Mars is looking with the eighth aspect on the fifth house, there is going to be big transformation related to your career also. Sometimes maybe job changes, new job offers may start with this month when Mars is coming here. So keep trying very hard if you're trying for some changes. Here it will also bring some changes related to love expression. So, something more serious is what we can see rather than from, dating or fling. Now it goes into more serious roles. So those who are trying to regulate their love affair to maybe a engagement or maybe marriage, then this also turns out to be a very beautiful time. Moon will become exalted in the Lagna here, which is such a great news for everyone. The Lord of communication and travel becomes exalted in the Lagna, where it is going to feel so much powerful. On top of that, it is going to be making sure that any, like, even with the even with little bit of other things not going so well in life, you will still feel very motivated, very bright during this period, since Moon is also going into illumination this time. So this is a very beautiful placement of Moon. When in the first house, Moon acts as if it wants self nurturing. So this time when Moon enters into the sign of Taurus in the Lagna on 23rd of, you need self grooming, self nurturing. That is something like do some expenses on you. Simple way. Then Mercury will become retrograde in the sign of Aquarius. Look at Mercury here, the lord of the second and the fifth house. That means everything related to creativity, workplace, anything to do with money, family, speculation in the 10th house. Now, because it is retrograde, we want to be very careful about speculation. Whenever Mercury is retrograde, we can have a little bit of ups and downs when it comes to speculation. So we want to be careful in that area. Secondly, with Mercury retrograde in the 10th house, where the eclipse energy is very heavy, whenever it sits with Rahu, it gets into a little bit of the brain freeze happens that time. You don't know what's happening. Sometimes in the workplace things may get overwhelming, so we don't want to react with aggression, with anger. Try to be more analytical, try to go into more research. For any problem to be solved, you will be able to solve it. Then Moon enters into Gemini, into the second house of money, and makes a Gaj Kesari Yoga with Jupiter. Such a great placement of Moon here. This week, Moon is in the best place. Even if it is going to an eclipse, it is going with full confidence. It does not care. Now, here with second house, there is going to be some monetary relief also we will see. And sometimes travel, because of travel, or even something that money that has been given to friends or siblings may also return back. So that is very good news. Also, family income increases when Moon and Jupiter meet together. So financial relief is coming for sure, because from there Jupiter is also now going to get into a position where it is getting direct. So that's going to be a great news for all the people. Moon will enter into Gemini. After Gemini, Moon will enter into Cancer, into its own sign in the third house. Very good time for communication, doing some contracts. Only thing is that 28th of February it is happening, and third of second and third in that period, you will see that as soon as Moon transits into the sign of Leo, there's a eclipse. So it is good for communication and good for contracts and negotiations. But if you can wait till fifth, let Moon enter into the fifth house here, like fourth and fifth. Once Moon is out of the eclipse, then it is absolutely great energy. Then you can make big decisions. But if by chance there is an unavoidable things, then doing praying to Lord Lord Ganesha is going to be very important for you because that is your Ishta. On top of that, with third house moon, there is also possibility that short distance travel also can happen. So while traveling, also take care of your documents, make sure everything is in order, nothing is expired, your visa, your passports, your tickets, your seats, everything, and your luggage, everything. Just make double check. That is something that is required. All the very best. We will see you next week with some more and more insights. And thank you so much for watching. For Gemini, you will see that astrology classes are starting from 14th of March. So if you have enrolled, very good. If not, then ASAP. Thank you. Now here we will see that Mars will enter into the sign of Aquarius, that is the ninth house. And here it is going to be aspecting on the 12th house. So number one aspect for Gemini ascendant people is some travel or travel related documents. If there is some mess up happening, something where it was delaying, now things will move forward. And foreign travel, foreign education in foreign country, all these things are going to be very good. With Mars coming here, there is also possibility that dharma wise there can be some kind of place visit of some holy places, or maybe some havana or some prayers or homam you're doing at home. So that is also very good news here. Mars is the 11th house lord and sitting 11th from itself, which means that there is going to be some gains and your destiny will work this time because of Rahu. Sometimes lot of illusion happens, but when Mars comes, Mars controls Rahu. So here there is a great possibility for now destiny to also act for you very nicely. Then we will see that moon will enter into exaltation, and here also it will receive aspect of Mars, which means a Mahalakshmi yoga is happening in the foreign country for you. So if you're traveling or already in a foreign country, then get ready for some kind of monetary benefit, some bonus, even some expenses, but that will be for the betterment of your own personal life. So it's going to be good. Sometimes in this period, leisure, we spend on leisure. That is what happens. So overall very nice. Because Mars is putting eighth aspect on the fourth house, there is also possibility that there may be some expenses that can be related to your property. So we will also see that property, vehicle, some kind of sudden expenses can come there. So we want to be careful, but it will be for your benefit only. So God is very kind. Then Mercury will retrograde here into the sign of Aquarius, which is a little bit of challenge because ascendant lord and lord of the fourth house, inner peace, happiness, sitting in the Bhagyastan amidst an eclipse right now, and getting retrograde means that sometimes when it comes to higher education, when it comes to understanding what your gurus, your teachers, your mentors, your bosses are saying, there can be some disruption here. When Mercury gets retrograde, especially in the ninth house, sometimes some karma that we have done just few months or years ago make repeat back, may come in front of us, and we will have little bit of, we cannot say panic situation, but little bit of situation that's need to be handled. That is what it is. So there will be some prospects of little bit of delays in either communication, either travel, either even something to related with if you're trying to shift or acquire a property or acquire a car. In these areas also we can see, but overall on a general level you should be more attentive towards research during this time. Like before speaking, before saying anything, you need to put analytics research first. Otherwise you will have a rift with your bosses, because ninth house is also bosses here. Moon enters into Gemini. Now, this is a saving grace because here Moon is going to be meeting Jupiter in Kendra in the Lagna, aspecting the seventh house. Jupiter is also aspecting the fifth house, seventh house, and ninth house, and Moon and collectively very good for personality development. Moon is in directional strength Jupiter is in directional strength this whole year for you. So it means that till June of 2026 it is going to be all the right direction, right kind of people will come to your life, right kind of karmas are going to be done by you. So it's overall a very positive placement of Moon here. With Moon and Jupiter coming here, your personality actually shines at that point of time. And when it comes to extrovert behavior, going and meeting other people, trying to get some conversations going either for business or for work, this becomes the right period for you and the best time for proposing someone for marriage, because see, Jupiter and Moon are here and looking at the seventh house. There is the house of Jupiter, and Saturn is also aspecting. So it's a disciplined right way. If you do any proposal of marriage or proposal of business proposal, then this day is supposed to be very good. Still only proposal, not signing anything, just proposal. because the eclipse energy is on, right? And then moon enters into the own sign, that is Cancer, into the second house. Here also we will see that monetary wise, if we are going through a lot of struggle, we will see some great improvement in money. We will see that family values increase. Also, people put more value to you. If you are in any profession related to speech, related to teaching, related to marketing, sales, then this becomes more powerful time. If you are expecting some great contracts, or you're even thinking of buying some jewelry, silver, gold, anything, then this becomes a very, very good time for you. So overall, if you see, by God's grace, this is one of the best week for you. Even in eclipse, you see such beautiful planetary positions are happening. So all the very best. Have a great and a beautiful and wonderful time. I will see you next week with more and more positive insights. And let's hope for the best now. Let's move to Cancer, Karka. We will see that Mars will enter into Aquarius on 23rd of February. It is the 8th house here, and Mars here is the Yoga Karaka. That means it owns Trikona, the 5th house, and Kendra, the 10th house. So Mars becomes a very, very influential planet here in your birth chart. Coming to the 8th house is good and bad both. Good news is that there can be sudden events related to some monetary gain, some gains in the workplace. Why? Because it is sitting exactly 11th from the 10th house. So that means some big gains, sudden hidden gains are coming. But when it comes to natural, problems related to accidents, related to sudden health problems, that is also seen because Mars and Rahu are together. In such cases, sometimes surgery related to stomach, lower abdomen, sometimes even, sorry to say, you're driving and you hit someone, an accident, small things can that happen. So we want to be careful and do the Mahamrityunjay mantra this time. Trambakam yajamahi sugandhim pushti vardhanam Urva Rukni Vandara Mrityu Mokshi Yamamrita. This should be done so that amidst this eclipse energy and all the planets in the Dushtana of 8th house, we don't want any sudden life-threatening events. Okay, that is what we wish and pray from God. But yes, because of Mars aspect on the second house, your monetary income also, and those who are fighting for inheritance, those who are in any judicial problem, those who are in problem related to, health, they will start recovering here as well. Because see, what happens, not only Mars, but here Sun is there. So Sun is making everyone combust. So this means that malefics cannot give too much influence here. So which is good news. But with Mars here, it is aspecting the 11th house, and where Moon becomes exalted on 23rd of February here, so that it makes a Mahalakshmi Yoga. So some big monetary benefit is coming this week for you, or this month for you, because Mars is here. So monetary benefit will happen. So that is good news. God is very kind. Thank you. With moon in the 11th house and exalted, this is also very, very great news, because moon in this chart is ascendant lord goal to the 11th house. That means your desires and your wishes and your hopes that you're wishing for, praying for, may get fulfilled during this time. The eclipse energy is also on. Do a lot of mantra chanting, do meditation, do sadhana. That will give you more and more power during this time to focus on things. Also, because 11th house is social circle here, if there is any big contract or big association or meeting any influential people during this time, will be very, very helpful for you for longer run in your life. Then Mercury will retrograde in the sign of Aquarius. Now Mercury is making a Vipreet Rajyog already, and 12th house lord. Sometimes it can create a little bit of disruption when it comes to short distance travel, when it comes to long distance travel also. So try to be very careful about your documents, what you want to take, how you want to arrange them. You do not want to miss out on something, or worry about something while you're in the airport or in the train or in the wherever you're traveling. So we need to be careful. Secondly, with this Mercury, you will see that whenever it is coming related to communication, please do proper research before making any communication, because third house lord has gone to the 8th house, exactly 6 from itself, and it says that it is in retrograde motion. So whenever communication, written communication, anything that you are confirming, it will require more and more research and analytics around it. It cannot be done over some assumptions. Okay, so that is what is important here. Then Mars will and Moon will enter into Gemini, into the 12th house, where it will make a Gaj Kesari Yoga. Those who are in foreign country, a very, very great benefit for you. But with Moon ascendant Lord in the 12th house, sometimes expenses are on higher side when Moon goes to the 12th house. With Jupiter is there, so expansion, like somewhere you have to do an expense related to $100, but you will go out and suddenly spend $1,000, $2,000. So it will amplify the expenses during this time. But this is good. Sometimes expenses are good. Only because Moon is here, and it is looking at the 6th house health wise, especially water based problems like dehydration, water retention. All these problems can happen, and stomach upset. So this is where we want to be extremely careful about. But overall, Very nice placement. And then finally, Moon will enter into Cancer, into the Lagna here. What do you need more? Ascendant Lord in the ascendant, aspected by Venus. I know it is completely going to be going into an eclipse, but it is full powerful. There is no problem here, which Moon feels to go into eclipse, because it's a total lunar eclipse, but an event of 4 hours. Moon will be immediately out of it, and then Moon will be into its own fun. Now, with Lagna coming Moon, you need to start nurturing yourself. You need to start looking after yourself. You should not focus on your routine, on your work, on your beauty, on your fashion, on your attitude, like everything. Self grooming is what should be done during this period. Don't do it after 2nd of March, because Moon will be in the second house. Then, we should not use scissors and, anything like, beauty, makeup, this, that. Try to avoid any kind of stuff after that. But this week is a very good week for self grooming also. All the very best. Have a great and a beautiful week. I will see you next week with more insights, more power, and we will talk soon. Thank you. For Leo, the class starts on 14th of March 2026, 16 lessons. So those who have joined, all the best. Those who are joining, welcome. Now, here for Leo, we will see that Mars will enter into Aquarius, into the 7th house. Now, look, 7th house is a Maraka place where Mars is here, Rahu is here. You know what you say, Sun is here, Venus will come here on 2nd of March, and everyone will be coming to the 7th house. Now, this becomes a very major point of, intersection for all the planets. And this is where the axis 1 and 7, the eclipse is happening. Number one area to worry about, or to be careful about, is partnerships. There can be sudden changes in partnerships, and there can be even some kind of distance in partnership. And with Mars aspecting the Lagna, that is good news, because here Mars is going to give extreme power to you related to overcoming any enemies or any possible challenges. But because it is 7th house, sometimes the health of the spouse has to be taken into utmost consideration. And because Mars is here and Mars is looking at the 10th house, that means Padaprapti, status increases. It is also a time that suddenly some kind of wealth follows you, because Mars is putting 8th aspect on the 2nd house, so which is good news. But only problem is Mars in this placement, it's a Maraka house, and Mars does not, it goes into Marana Karaka Sthana, it dies here. So the energy of Mars, the Yoga Karaka, the planet that gives you the best results, does not happen very best here. So Mars will feel completely burdened here rather than happy. So which is where we want to be absolutely careful, and especially those who are going through Mars Mahadashanta Dasha. Later, Moon will enter into Taurus, into the 11th, into the 10th house, and become exalted here, which is good, because 12th house Lord is sitting exactly 11th from itself exalted, which means that some great prospects or some great benefit you are getting from a foreign country, whether it is to business, it is to visa, it is to immigration, anything, some good news is coming for you. When it comes to workplace also, you will be illuminated at your workplace, and there can be also some recognition coming and some gains, like bonus, like something, maybe cooking here, because this is even new jobs. It means that big transformation related to workplace is happening, so which is also very good. And look, Mars is putting the 4th aspect on Moon, so this becomes a Mahalakshmi yoga. So that means because of the partnership or status, you may get some monetary benefit or new partnership opportunities. So all the very best. Mercury will retrograde in Aquarius, and Mercury is important planet for you regarding your 2nd and the 11th house, regarding gains. Whenever it is also in Marana Karakasthana in the 7th house, so it's not very great here. With Mercury and Mars both in Marana Karakasthana, you need to be absolutely careful over your speech, and also related to your courage that you show. So show courage in the right way, but it is better to not argue, not fight, not get into massive big partnerships, or trust anyone and give some money. This is where you should refrain from doing such things. That is important. Later, we will see that Moon will enter into Gemini, which is the 11th house. And here, 12th house Hot has gone to 11th house, but making with Jupiter a great and a wonderful Gajakesari. That means from your social circle, some big benefit is going to come. Maybe some big recognition from your social circle will come, which is a very positive sign for all the people. With this Moon in the 11th house, there is also possibility that if there are some goals and aspirations that you're not able to achieve, or sometimes this is also called the wallet of your workplace. So that means from your workplace also we are expecting some kind of benefits, some monetary benefits, some great prospects. Very good. Creativity wise, very nice period. Foreign travel, you will excel there. There is possibility of getting a lot of gains from there. Education wise, because it is aspecting the fifth house with Jupiter, one of the best times for education also for all the people. And in fact, love life. This is the time that the goal, if it is related to love, it happens. Those who are in unorthodox setting of marriage, or this is the time after this, just after this eclipse, it is good for you to reveal to your family that there is an unorthodox relationship I am in. I want to get into, finalizing towards, regulating it. So this is where this kind of moon really helps you. So all the very best. And finally, Moon will enter into the sign of Cancer. There's a 12th house, which means that travel is on the way. There is possibility that new travel plans, new opportunities related to travel, and some expenses are going to happen. So I hope these expenses should not be anything related to be with health, but if expenses are coming, I would suggest those who are not feeling too much well should donate some money or something into a hospital or into a clinic or for some medicines, because that way your expenses are taken care of. That is a way to manipulate the energy of planets in a small, what who are we to manipulate, but still try that. Okay, if the expenses are supposed to happen in the area related to medicine, etc., let me invest into it, so that it big on a big level it does not happen. Okay, all the very best. I hope that this is a very, very great and amazing week for you. We will see you next week again. Until then, thank you. Virgo starts 14th of March, the classes. So I hope you have joined. And if you have not, then this is for you. So join. Bye bye. And here, Virgo ascendant, we will see Mars is entering into the sign of Aquarius into the sixth house. Now, very important placement of Mars, especially with eighth house being the house of Mars and sixth house, it makes a Vipreet Raj Yog, which means that there is a great possibility that enemies who have been trying to trouble you from a very long period of time will not even have 1% chance now to succeed because of your Mars. And workplace politics, especially problems related to ego clashes at the workplace, these are all going to be taken into consideration by Mars, and Mars is going to overrule all these problems. Since Rahu is here, Rahu is also aggressive when it comes to fighting with enemies. Mars is aggressive when it comes to fighting with enemies. So this is the time that victory happens, either in competitions, either in workplace, either in something to do with even health wise also. If things are not good, then there is a possibility that your health starts you know giving you amazing results. So all the very best. Mars is aspecting the ninth house where Moon will transit, and Moon will transit on 23rd of February, and it will become exalted in the fifth house, in the ninth house, which means that Mars putting an exalt aspect on the second house, and that means on the ninth house on Moon, which creates Mahalakshmi Yoga. So because of higher education, because of your bosses, because of your teachers, gurus, and their advice that you have followed, now you're supposed to gain the benefit here. So this is such a beautiful time. With Mars aspecting ninth and 12th house, there is also great possibility of those people who have been trying to go to foreign country, either for higher studies, either for work, either for health reasons also, like to get their health better. This is a great time for you to manifest such things. And Moon in the ninth house is going to make your desire, everything going to come true. Especially your Bhagya Uday happens at this point of time in some social event or social circle. So try to be seen here. Try to interact with people when Moon is exalted, so that you are seen, you are acknowledged, and then later you're invited as well in their group. So this is how this period is. Mercury will retrograde in the sign of Aquarius, being the ascendant lord in the sixth house. Being retrograde means again at workplace there can be a lot of repeated patterns happening. Maybe something that happened in the past again will repeat. Maybe someone who betrayed you in the past may come again back and show their face that okay, I have done this. So such kind of events can happen. Health wise also, if we are facing a little bit of skin related issues or any problems in the joints and pains like that, then this is a possibility that this time again such things may occur. With Rahu here, it always affects whenever it is in the sixth house, it will affect the, we can say pelvic area, it will affect your urinary bladder, it will affect your, stomach, lower abdomen, the place where gallbladder, etc. is. It is where Rahu gives you immense trouble. So that is also something that is need to be considered when we are looking at this kind of a placement when Mercury is getting retrograde. With Moon getting to the 10th house, this is good news because Moon is here in the Kendra and making a Gaj Kesari Yoga with Jupiter. Such a great placement, such a beautiful placement. It has the power here to actually eliminate so many problems related to your workplace, related to karma, that sometimes what the biggest fear that you have becomes zero when such kind of things happen. Your fame, your name, your action, your dignity, your your involvement in your work happens in a, it's very great, like really very great, like amazing period for you. With 10th house, new job opportunities or now applying for new job opportunities are going to open up, and if you are not getting interviews, not getting any good news in your workplace, you will see that workplace wise good news is coming. Another reason is that moon gets into the 11th house. That means it is going into the own sign in the 11th house. That means the goals, wishes, desires are coming true. But with eclipse energy very close to this house, we want to be careful that when it comes to a social interaction, we don't want to oversay, overdo, or overcommit. This is something that is required, and mostly you will see that some kind of progress is coming from social circle only. So if you meet your friends or during this time, try to be more professional, try to be more serious, because there can be great opportunities lying there for you. Even with moon aspecting the fifth house, where where Venus is here right now, there is possibility of, with Venus being such high degree also right now, it is possibility to get into new partnerships or at least meet new people who will have great perspective towards partnership in the future. Okay, all the very best. I hope that you have a great, wonderful, amazing, super week, and we will see you next week with some more positive insights. Now, let's move to my beautiful and favorite Libra. Lucky Libras, we will see that Mars will enter into the sign of Aquarius. That is the fifth house for you, which is a very, very positive house. And there is going to be an eclipse on the axis of fifth and the 11th house. So that is coming next week. But this Mars transit is going to be such great for you. It is sitting exactly 11th from the 7th house, which means that there is possibility of getting into new relationships or reviving old relationships. There is also possibility that if you want to now take your relationship more forward into marriage or into engagement, or even after marriage, now you're doing a family planning, this is the perfect time for you. Those who are doing education, those who are in any kind of education field, you will see the courage, the power, the ability to do better, more better in terms of education. And also with the um, Mars here, it is looking at the eighth house, which means sudden gains through speculation is also coming, but only because of the eclipse energy. Try to be not greedy at this point of time, try to be more analytical and creative in your investments. That's my suggestion. Then later you will see moon will enter into the sign of Taurus, where Mars will look at moon in the fourth aspect and give Mahalakshmi yoga, a birth of Mahalakshmi yoga here, which means those who are fighting for inheritance, those who are fighting with enemies, those who are having any, if you're going to actually really Mars and Moon period or Moon and Mars period, then there is also possibility of getting lottery or lottery like um, things can happen. Like something very sudden, very amazing can come to you, because exalted Moon in the eighth house. You see here, Moon is the 10th house lord and sitting in the 11th. That means gains in your workplace also. It's a very beautiful time, but don't try to celebrate it too quickly. Otherwise, Nazar dosha and all the evil eye will come and you will feel a little bit of overwhelmed. With Mercury getting retrograde in the sign of Aquarius, this is a little bit of chai, because 12th house of losses, house of expenses, is getting retrograde in the fifth house. When it comes to children, when it comes to investing big money for children, etc., this is where you should be extra careful. Also, when it comes to your education, starting new courses, giving money or investing money into new areas should be avoided when Mercury is retrograde. Only when it becomes direct, then you should take action of it. So just have a little bit of patience here. With Mercury in the fifth house, sometimes in the workplace also, creativity wise, we have to repeat many things. So that can be a possibility here. Moon will enter into Gemini. With Moon entering into Gemini, it enters and makes a collaboration with Jupiter, Gaj Kesari Yog, in the ninth house of destiny. So your destiny works for you, lot of positivity. In fact, when it comes to long distance journey also, there is possibility that you're doing long distance journey or maybe some foreign travel for a very short period of time. So that is very good. With this Moon and Jupiter coming together, this is also blessings from Guru, blessings from teachers, and in the workplace, bosses. If there is any misunderstanding, any problems going on there, then that also solves. So beautiful. With this, Moon goes to the 10th house of your career, and this is great news, because when Moon enters here, it is going to give some new direction to your career. With all the positive placements and going into an eclipse, if you are in darkness, you have no job, there is work-wise problem, you will see that you will come out of this light in a very beautiful way. And now things are moving in the way where new job interviews also possibility of new collaborations, possibility of new designations are also on your way. So it's a very powerful, nice week. With this eclipse video I'm going to be making, we want to make sure that we invest more and more on we can say meditation this time, because whatever in this blood moon we are going to manifest is going to become double, triple of what we are manifesting, and things are going to come in a very nice way. So that's something that you need to be absolutely working towards. Okay, all the very best. I hope that you have a great and a wonderful and amazing week with this beautiful placements of planets. So I'll see you next week with some more good news. And you will always be the best. I was talking to someone and he said that um, huh, Libra ascendant only. I was talking, very good friend of mine. He said that another astrologers are saying that Libra is the best, and people are commenting below. So you guys know that I was the first one starting in 2022. I started saying Libra is the best, best. So always first one. Okay. So please remember this. Tell the other astrologers, don't copy AC Astro. Thank you. Take care. Let's move to the Scorpio. When we move to Scorpio, the 14th of March 2026 is when we are doing the Astrology for Beginners classes. So everyone is welcome. Please join. And Samantha will give you the more guidance and syllabus of this course. Thank you. Moving on to Scorpio, we will see that Mars, the Lagna Lord, is going to the fourth house in a very beautiful placement in the sign of Aquarius, and it is going to be in great, great power. With Lagna Lord being in Kendra and the sixth house Lord being 11th from itself, you actually gain from enemies during this time. If there is anything related to transaction of real estate, movement, any vehicle related stuff, anything you related to Bhumi, that is land, renovations, buying or purchasing of a whole, this is where the energy is starting to pick up now. Since you have to understand that there is an eclipse going on and it is going to be there on the 3rd of March, so we don't need to be not making hasty or quick decisions, because Mars tends to give you impulsiveness. So we don't want to get into such hasty decisions, but it is a time to now start thinking about property, about some renovation, about some buying some new vehicle, about discarding old, about decluttering. So many great things to do. With Mars in the fourth house, it will aspect your seventh house, where Moon will get into an exalted position. So this means that from Kendra to Kendra, there will be a Raja Yoga, and this time ninth house Lord is sitting 11th from itself, sixth house Lord is sitting 11th from itself. So sometimes you gain a lot from even from we can say speculation, sometimes even from share market, stock market, sometimes even from enemies, like someone who's trying to be an enemy of you, you gain from that enmity. So why not? Good. And because it is sitting in the seventh house Moon, you will see the opportunity in partnership will grow for you. There is going to be new opportunities or new people coming into your life who want to collaborate, associate with you. Then we will see that Mercury is going to go retrograde in the sign of Aquarius. Like before that, I want to tell you, with Moon in the seventh house, we will also see relationships becoming very positive. Somewhere in relationship wise, things are not in great action. You will see a lot of support from your partner. Sometimes in this period, because Moon is in exaltation, you do not benefit. Your partner actually benefits. Their status, their pada prapati, their designation, their bonuses, their money, etc. comes. So that's a good news for you. With Mercury becoming retrograde, we need to understand that Mercury is the lord of the 11th house here, that is gains, and 8th house related to longevity and sudden events. It is getting retrograde in the 4th house. Now, while it is with Rahu, we want to be careful about taking decisions related to health conditions, especially what area, especially related to some surgery, related to chest, breast, heart, lungs, all these areas. If there is any problem that comes related to skin allergy, skin issues, then you need to visit a doctor, because with Rahu and Mercury, it is always said that skin problems start happening, getting eczema or getting suddenly hives on the body. This is very commonly seen. So if anything such happens, go to take medical attention. Also, when it comes to social circle, writing something on social media, getting your heat out, venting out is not advisable during this time, because the lord of the 11th house is retrograde in the fourth house. It can play with your inner peace and happiness, and you may suddenly feel overwhelmed or maybe depressed also. So do not comment or write or do any kind of war on social media. That is also something nowadays modern astrology is telling us to do. Okay, travel wise also, because Mercury is a lord of trade and travel. In all these areas, we should be doing double check, triple check of travel dates, of documents before we do, so that we have a pleasant and peaceful time. After that, Moon will go into the eighth house, where with Jupiter, Brahaspati. Here it is going to make a Gaj Kesri Yug. Ideally, in the 6, 8, and 12, and 3 and 11, Gaj Kesri Yug does not work 100%, but still, the two benefits coming together in the 8th house are going to mitigate fear from your life. So, if there is a lot of fear, a lot of anxiety going on in your life, then you may feel blessed here. Sometimes long distance travel can be tiring, and sometimes it can be more. Expenses can be there because ninth house lord has gone 12th from itself. And if you're doing any kind of competition, like any kind of education or exam during this time, then this is not a great time. Even if you have a judicial date, like where you're going to judicial system, and there is a date between this period between 26th and 28th, then it is not a favorable time. So you need to do extra prayer related to Lord Shiva before you go, so that you are protected. Then it will go to the ninth house, and ninth house is where it is own sign. Automatically, all the things will get restored to balance it out. There may be sudden ups and downs before that, but after that, moon is going to come take control over your destiny and going to give you very great results. Only problem is moon is entering into 98% illumination when it is in the sign of Cancer, and when it will enter into Leo, it will enter into 100% illumination. That means Purnima. But on top of that, it will be between Rahu and Ketu. That's why next week on 3rd of March, there is going to be an eclipse happening. There is a complete total lunar eclipse, which is a blood moon, which means that we have to do a lot of manifestation, lot of mantra chanting. And why we would do manifestation here? Related to career growth. If you want that, I will make a video, so you do subscribe so that you're there and you understand what you need to do related to career growth here. Okay. All the very best. Have a great and a wonderful and an amazing week, and see you next week with some more positive indications. Also, with moon in the ninth house, you will see that related to education, related to travel, things will become normalized. So if you're even going to foreign country for higher education, or right now in a foreign country for higher education, then you will start feeling much more peaceful and benefit here. Thank you. Sagittarius. Now, with Sagittarius, we will see that Mars is entering into the sign of Aquarius this week, and it is be happening in the third house. Third house, Mars becomes very powerful because it is the house of Parakrama. With Mars, with Sun, with Rahu, your action taking ability is much more powerful and higher than a normal person. So please take action. Either it is action related to startup, either it is action related to creativity, communication, foreign travel. Everything is in your favor. All the people are looking at the ninth house. This means that there is a possibility that some opportunity related to a different culture, finding new bosses, finding new job is possible. With Mars looking at the 10th house with the 8th aspect, there can be transformation after your communication in a work area also. So things are looking very, very great for you. With this eclipse energy, we need to be careful. Those who are in Sun Mahadasha, Moon Mahadasha, Rahu Mahadasha, Ketu Mahadasha. In these four people should be more careful. Otherwise, if Mars Mahadasha is going on, then you are all sorted. There is no problem. With Mars in the third house, the aspect will go on the sixth house, where Moon will enter on 23rd of February into Taurus and become exalted here. Look at Moon here. Moon is the 8th house lord, and sitting in the 6th house, it becomes Viprit Rajyog. That means problems related to health, enemies, all this trouble will go away. And how it will go away? With financial relief. In this time, when Mars looks at Moon, it is Mahalakshmi Yoga in the sixth house. That means from your enemies, from competition, from some challenges, from your workplace, there is going to be some benefit coming to you, which will help you monetarily. Your debt goes down. There are opportunities you will get where your debt will go down and you are going to have something more positive. With Moon in the sixth house, being the eighth house lord, long-term fear, which was happening and nothing was going according to your plan, will also calm down, and you will see that you will come out of fear, and your daily routine and your practices are going to become much more powerful. After that, Mercury will become retrograde in the sign of Aquarius on 26th February. When we look at Mercury here, it is in the third house of communication, and it is a Kendra lord, and especially the lord of your workplace. What we need to do: no cheating, no workplace politics, nothing to do with emotional drama, and everything to, when Rahu comes in close conjunction with Mercury, at that point of time, Mercury becomes very cold, very, what you say, fog, like completely brain fog happens there, completely brain freeze, we can say, happens here. So that's why many a time, before writing anything, before speaking anything in the work, either you're getting angry because, see, third house, there's so many parakrami planets like Mars, like Sun, Rahu. So it becomes very aggressive area. So we don't want to use this aggression, show this aggression in workplace, show this aggression in partnership, in relationships. That's where we want to be utmost careful during this week. until the time Mercury is retrograde. Okay, but short distance travel may get disrupted, sometimes change. Also, there is possibility that, because Mercury is sitting sixth from the 10th house, there is going to be big transformation related to your workplace, either change of your workplace, change of your department, or either new job offers. So something is good as well, it's not always bad. So all the very best. Now Moon will enter into Gemini, into the seventh house. Now this is good news, right? Because here it is in Kendra. They are both together making Gaj Kesari Yog. Very good for your community work. Very good for relationships. Very good for marriage. Marriage or in relationship, if there are some ups and downs going on, this Moon and Jupiter comes here and solves the problem for you. So this is good news. On top of that, this is the seventh house, 10th from the 10th, where we will expect some great news related to career, some some position changing, some pad prapati, getting some kind of new designation, new roles. Even not only you, but when it comes to your spouse or your partner, they will also excel during this time. So it's a win-win situation for both of you. Okay, with seventh house, sometimes when Moon and Jupiter together, because it is so happy that you tend to sometimes overeat, or sometimes tend to be neglecting your health. And seventh house is Maraka place. With they both coming together, sometimes waterborne diseases you attract. So it is better not to eat outside, roadside. Try to be, consuming all good food, because in that same week, 28th of February, Moon will enter into the 8th house, and this is the house where Moon gets into Swaharashi, that is his own sign. And this place, Moon is very nice because it will remove fear, challenges, health problems, everything. But somehow, 8th house is a Dushtana and Moon gets into Marana Karakasthana. It means it dies here. It does not feel that comfortable, which means that sometimes not health, depression, anxiety, feeling low, these are the kind of results that we get when Moon gets into the 8th house. And emotional outbursts, sometimes you suddenly find out some secrets about some other person who are trying to do wrong to you, and etc. So you feel depressed sometimes. So that is something that can happen this week. So do a lot of prayer related to Lord Shiva. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, and you will feel much better. All the best. Thank you so much. Have a great week. We will see you next week with some more insights. And till then, let's keep learning. Capricorn. Now here, 14th of March, we are starting the new classes. Almost full. So if you want to join. I think 3-4 places. But 25 is the capping this time. So all the best. Now here, Mercury will enter into Aquarius. Sorry, Mars will enter into Aquarius, into the second house for you. That means financially, this becomes a very, very powerful period. It is going to give you some financial relief, especially from putting so much hard work, from doing so much of, what you say, so much of building so much inspiration. With second house also being the house of speech, those who are in speaking field, those who are in teaching, those who are in any kind of marketing, sales, you will do absolutely great. Lot of new relationships, lot of new progress you will see. With second house, there can be disturbance in the family, because what happens is that Mars, Sun, Mercury, what you say, Rahu, all are together in the second house. So sometimes in this situation, you may feel a little bit of overwhelmed. And with, you'll see Venus also comes here, then there is going to be an eclipse also on this axis. Sometimes family wise, you have a little bit of stress going on. So that is something you need to work on. With second house Mars, it is also becomes a good time for investment in real estate. If anything you are thinking, you should start now practicing to get into inquiry and research and whatnot. And after 4th of March, once the eclipse energy is here, you can make some decisions. With Moon, who's the lord of your seventh house, goes to the fifth house. That means love and romance will be on the in the air. There is possibility of finding new love partner, new relationships, something good when it comes to a marriage, even progeny wise. Those who are trying for children, this becomes a very benchmark. And because Moon is exalted in the fifth house, so very nice. It is receiving an aspect of Mars. That means if you're into stock and share market, you will get some great news related to stock and share market. Maybe it will go up. You are going to make some great money, God knows, but it is going to be very, 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 very great for you. So beautiful. So happy for you guys. And with Moon in the fifth house, if you're working in education field, if you're working in any kind of creativity, it will be going to another next level, which is going to be amazing for you. So all the very best. Moon is very great here. But new beginnings related to relationships, be careful. It may be overwhelming at this current point, but it is going to be the best for you right now. Then Mercury will become retrograde in the sign of Aquarius on 26th of February, and it is going to be there for a while. Now, with Mercury becoming retrograde here, you will see that speech. Sometimes speaking becomes a very big challenge. Sometimes you are speaking something and it's all different. Sometimes you are talking to someone and you don't have confidence. So, in this area, speaking or expressing yourself through speaking becomes a challenge for you. Also, because ninth house Lord is becoming retrograde in the second house, try to understand knowledge first, like knowledge. Try to do a lot of research before you say, because sometimes this is a period that you can get, humiliated. That is what happens here. And then Moon goes to the sixth house with Jupiter, and it is going to be making a Gaj Kesari Yoga in the sixth house, which means that there is power coming from your social service, from your social work. In fact, very great time for getting benefit from your career. So career-wise, also things will be good. Your workplace expands at this point of time, and because Moon is here, a lot of healing energy comes to the workplace. So which is good. If you're in medical profession, if you're in profession related to law and order, you will see that you will come into great opportunities where you are either relaxed or either you have solved some very big problems. So that's how it's going to be. So that's also very great. And then finally, Moon will enter into the seventh house. That is the house related to relationships and partnerships. And with Moon coming here, and it's very good because it is own sign Swagrahi. It is Maraka. It can create health problems sometimes, but when it comes to expressing yourself, when it comes to partnership, things will improve. Some great new partnerships are going to begin. There is possibility of getting gains, money from partnerships. So overall, this week is a very positive week for Capricorn ascendant people. Amidst of eclipse, you need to be very careful about driving because Moon will go to the eighth house and there will be proper eclipse driving, accidents, health, sudden health problems can be happening. So we want to be extra careful this time. Otherwise, all the very best. It's a beautiful, beautiful week for you. So let's meet next week with more and more insights and more power. All the very best. Moving on to Aquarius. 14th March, we are doing astrology classes. Everything is on the screen. You can go in the WhatsApp link below and inquire. Now, here, Mars is entering into Aquarius, which is the Lagna. Your Lagna and your seventh house are going through a very, very big transformation because of the eclipse. So, partnerships as well as your own personality is at fire right now. Because see, if you look at the place where Rahu is, at place where Mars is, Sun is, Mercury is, it is so many energy in your ascendant. That means every aspect of your life is now can come under confusion during this time. But with Mars coming here, the Lord of the third house comes to the Lagna. It means that your effort will be seen. It will be visible that what effort you are doing, and you will get rewards for it. In fact, your communication, anything that you're putting in the universe will be seen. And because 10th house Lord is coming to the Lagna and is going to be, aspecting on fourth house, seventh house, eighth house, very good time for real estate transaction. Little bit of challenge when it comes to relationships. Sometimes there can be like heated arguments or challenges in the husband wife or business partnerships. That is where we have problem. But when it comes to research and again bringing out your internal capability, like research capabilities out, it is the best time for you. Now, what happens here is that Moon enters into fourth house and it receives an aspect of Mars, which means a Mahalakshmi Yoga happens in the Kendra for you. So you're going to get some benefit related, monetary benefit, either from property transaction, either from vehicle, either from home, like something to do with home. Those were actually in real estate business, very, very great week for you. Those were in business related to nurturing, those were in business related to, psychology, who work with feelings of people, you will see great progress and great contracts this time. And with Moon and Mars making Mahalakshmi Yoga, overall it is very good for you to, for your workplace, for your destiny, for your career, everything is very good. So this is nice. This is good news. Now, Moon also is in the fourth house, which is the place where Moon gets Digabala. That means it gets directional strength. And that is why Moon becomes extremely positive here. And because it is getting directional strength, it also puts positivity related to your career. So career also goes, and home life, you become peaceful there. Something nice in your home, in your house happens. Some good event also, like, some homam, some puja, some meditation, something like this can also be planned during this time. Later, Mercury will become retrograde in Aquarius. If you look at Mercury here, it is the Lord of the eighth house and also Lord of the fifth house. That means everything related to speculation, everything related to sudden money is seen from Mercury. We don't want to play with Mercury's energy because with Rahu, it gets into a brain fog or a brain freeze. So we don't want to get into any kind of big risk taking speculation. Whenever it comes for children, also, whenever it comes for we can say for your self also, we want to be staying conservative. We want to stay positive here. We don't want to take loan and invest somewhere. We don't want to take big amounts of debts. We want to don't play with fire. We can say, we don't want to take big risks during this time. Let Mercury become direct, and with Mercury becoming retrograde, sometimes your research abilities does not become that great, and your creativity also struggles. So we want to be careful, and in these areas we want to do lot of Ganesh Vandana, Om Ganeshaya Namah, Om Ganeshaya Namah, so that during that time, if the deity is powerful, you will get great results. Later, you will see that Moon will enter into the sign of Gemini with Jupiter, which is good news because it make a Gaj Kesi Yog in the fifth house, which is great now for it, for love, romance, anything to do now. See, now there is irony here. Now Mercury retrograde will give you problem related to, what you say, your stock market, share market kind of stuff. Whereas Jupiter and Moon gives you expansion here. So now you have to carefully decide about the Mahadasha Antardasha. If you're going through Mercury Mahadasha Antardasha, don't do anything. If you're going through Jupiter and Moon, then you can expect some positive news related to share and stock market, mutual funds, even benefit for children is going to be happening. So depending on the Mahadasha. Okay, now this is where astrology comes into layer. When the planet of the fifth house is retrograde, but fifth house is having the biggest yoga possible in astrology, the Gaj Kesari Yoga. This is how we will look at it. With Jupiter looking at the 11th house with Moon, there is possibility that some gains is coming from social circle also. Some expansion from that area also is coming. So all the very best. And then later, finally, Moon will enter into the sixth house, which is where Moon goes to the sixth house. Whenever sixth house Lord will come to the sixth house, it will repair this house. So if it is owning, Moon is owning, it will be strugglesome, but it will repair. Try to repair some debt for you, try to repair some health for you, and also workplace politics. If workplace wise you are going through a mess period, then this Moon comes and gives you some logic or some relief from enemies. That is what we have seen. With Moon aspecting the 12th house and soon going to be in eclipse, we want to be careful in the love and romance area. So love and romance, very good because Moon and Jupiter were together. But after that, when Moon and Ketu will be together next week on 3rd of March, and they will be into eclipse, at that point we want to see that a lot of breakups, a lot of misunderstandings, a lot of challenges. 2 days ago it was so good, now suddenly everything has become bad. Can happen though, and especially related to divorce and separation, or separation in business partnership. All these things take action during this period only, so you need to be extra careful and do the Mahamrityunjay mantra for health and the Om Namah Shivaya for every other problem. All the very best. I will see you next week with some more good, positive, wonderful, beautiful news, and let's take it from there. Pisces. Now, when we talk about Pisces here, Mars is entering into the sign of Aquarius into the 12th house for you. Now, 12th house Mars here, you see Mars is the lord of the second house in the 12th house. Mars is the lord of the ninth house in the 12th house. Good news for people who are trying to go to a foreign country, who have invested money, want to go to foreign country, start something new. That's very good news because Mars in the 12th house gives good results, no problem at that. But when it comes to expenses, sometimes family wise, sudden expenses come either related to health, either related to property, either related to some siblings, something, some money can go, or maybe friends may be asking some money somewhere, or it may be on health of someone, some money has to be invested. So this is that period that you are entered. With Mars in the 12th house, it is going to aspect your fourth house, where later Moon will enter into Taurus and it will become exalted here, which means Mars is looking here and there's going to be a Mahalakshmi Yoga. Amidst of all these expenses, money will also pour in for multiple places, and especially those who are in partnership business, those who are in healthcare, those who are in something to do with Mars, travel industry, hospitality. You will see some great inflow of cash in your life. So that's going to be very good. With eclipse happening on the axis of 12 and the 6, we want to be careful of health. That is the most important thing. And now you will see that slowly in this last few days, you must have noticed that sleep wise the pattern is not that great. Sleep wise you may be feeling a little bit of extra challenge, like insomnia, because all the planets are gathering in the 12th house. So the worrisome nature in the night, after sun is gone and moon is up, you will start having worrisome nature. That is exactly going on right now. So patience, it is just a very temporary period. Moon gets into the third house exalted. This means that very great for skill development, very great for learning something. Even taking 1 day course, when Moon is in here, your skill will be, you will be able to grasp everything, and good for communication. If you want to right now email someone, talk to someone related to your career, related to your, your children, related to your creativity, this is the right time for you. So beautiful. Enjoy. Later, you will see that Mercury will become retrograde. Now, Mercury is the Kendra Lord and especially Lord of 4th and 7th house. Again, I told you when it comes to relationships, we want to be over careful during this time. We don't want to take big action. Also, when it comes to home related activities where we are doing some construction, when we are giving some commitment to someone related to home repair or buying a vehicle or purchase, anything to do with home environment, we want to be extra careful here. Sometimes in this period when Mercury gets retrograde, there are repeating, some things that are repeating in your house and you have not taken care of it in the past. This may now become a big expense for you. And sometimes even in the relationship, something that has you have been repeating back to back over going on and on related to some relationship pattern which is not working for you, it may now act a little bit of more danger, or not dangerous, we can say more stressful for you. That's the thing here. With seventh house lord going to the 12th house, sometimes losses related to partnerships also happen. Something we are having misunderstanding, challenges, difference of opinion in your partnership. It is possible. So try to stay calm down and do a lot of aradhana or a lot of sadhana related to Ganesh ji. So Om Ganeshaya Namah, Om Ganeshaya Namah. Once you do that, your Mercury, whatever it is retrograde, but your aura becomes very powerful and nothing wrong can happen to you. With Moon entering into the sign of Gemini, we will see a beautiful Gaj Kesari Yoga happening in the Kendra, and especially the 4th house, which means that even with Mercury retrograde, this placement here makes you feel calm down, relaxed, and somewhere you get a lot of support from your home and family. Sometimes in this period, you do some auspicious events also in the house, like a homam, like puja. If you're traveling by any chance, because your 12th house is very heavy right now, then during this period when Sun and Jupiter are together, if there is any presentation, any negotiation, this becomes a very powerful period to achieve it. Like this is the house of achievement. Because why? Because this is sixth from the 11th house. That means this becomes a workplace of social achievement. So this is very good. So all the very best. Moon and Jupiter are also looking at the 10th house. It gives you expansion in your work and business also. So if you're in business or work, you will hear some great prospects or great relationships you will make, which will lead you to, some, we can say, lead you to some new contracts, new associations, new job, new environment. So let's hope for the best. And finally, Moon will enter into the sign of Cancer, which is the own sign of Moon. So here, 5th house, it is very favorable, very lucky for Moon to be here. Lot, even if Moon is going into eclipse, which can affect your health or your mental well-being for this time because the excess of 12 and 6. But with Moon here, you will see such greatness that what can I say? Like speculative gains, yes, there is possibility of getting some kind of progeny related good news. Those people who are delivering or those people who are pregnant right now feel much better. In fact, they should be careful with this moon eclipse coming, and right now moon going there, you should not go out in the eclipse time, because in India's time it is happening in the afternoon, but in North America it is happening early morning. So mostly North America, I think everyone will be sleeping, but in India and especially Asia area, you need to be extra careful during this eclipse period. Also, with this 5th house, you will see speculative gains and some positive news coming related to share and stock market. So overall, a very nice and powerful week. We will see you next week with some more and more insights. And 14th of March, we are doing the astrology classes. So all the very best who have joined, and see you very soon. Till the time we meet again. Jai Shri Ram, Jai Hanuman, Jai Mata Di, Jai Ma Lakshmi, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya.